All right, let's get into the topic real quick. Why? All right, let me know if my mic is working for you all that's coming in on YouTube and Facebook. Can you hear me? Let me log onto my phone. Hello, SN coming in. Let me log into my phone and see if you all can hear my mic. See, my mic was unplugged. Hello, Antonio. Can you all hear me on YouTube? Okay, good. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on YouTube, Facebook. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Cut this down. Facebook, like and share to your personal page. Share the message. And I'm going to go right into the topic because I just left the gym and I'm tired. How about that? So let me share this on my Facebook page. As well, hello, Window. I received your email, sir. Please scan and email it. You can hear me but can't see me. Okay, it's showing on my YouTube. Let me know. Um, I do have a Twitter page. I'm not on there much. Window, I need you to scan an email. Do you have a smartphone? Because if you have a smartphone, go to your notes. It's a net flying around here. It's aggravating me. Go to your notes on your smartphone, right? Let me give Window this okay. This is your notes. I mean, you're on your smartphone, right? Select notes, all iCloud. On your notes menu, you'll see a box with a stylus in your lower right corner. And that box and stylus on your iPhone, it will be blank. Hit the camera icon. Yeah, you may can't see this. Okay, hit the camera icon and it says scan documents. I don't know if I can't see it that well, but you will see scan documents. This is how you scan on an iPhone to send me something. So you have the document, you select scan documents. It will automatically scan. See? Scan, not sending a picture. It's a difference between scanning and sending a picture of documents. You scan it, it will automatically crop out your background. You save it in your notes, and when you email it to me, it will automatically be in PDF format. Now, if people have an Android phone, I think Android has some type of app to scan, but that's number one with those document taking a picture of a document and scanning it is two different things. And then you have options of going to Staples or Office Depot. So you can go to Staples or Office Depot and scan if you don't know how to use that scan option from your smartphone. So let me see, did I share this? All right, let me notify people that I'm live. All right, so 609 letters. Let me get right into My YouTube comment says, you're right, for charging a consulting fee. People need to understand it's a process if you have a lot of debt. Yeah, I uploaded a video. I was on my way to the gym to work out about people just randomly calling my phone, abusing the services that or the options that I had provided. I provided a text only option on my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. It had in script to text only, right? And people will randomly call. And 9 out of the 10 calls, or 4 out of the 5 phone calls, would be a total waste of time. And when I ended the phone conversation with those people, they in no way turn around and invested in the business. So that's how you know people that's just lurking and looking, and people that's serious about business. Because I take my time right now to give free education and to pretty much address and answer questions when I go live on my live stream. And so because I had so many people abusing that, I took it away, right? Uh, yeah, people need to be professional, right? And most of the things they were calling me about, if I didn't see their credit report, I couldn't answer the question anyway. You know, I could not give them a response. The only thing I can do at that time would be a listening ear to issues going on in their credit report. That's all. And so, if you want a listening ear, people, I'm just not the person. I'm the person that can help you fix your credit and to help you get it back on task. But, and again, they wouldn't even first give me their name. They would just randomly call, and then when I did not answer the phone call, they would immediately give me a text, right? And the text would be, "Hey, give me a call." I kid you not. That's exactly how they will word that. Hey, HEY. Hey, give me a call, or this is my number. Call me. Okay. In reference to what was not stated, why they wanted me to call them was not stated, or the nature of business that they wanted to discuss with me was not stated. And so it's a total waste of my time. People may not understand that time is money, and that impromptu calling me is definitely not the way to get my attention. And my non-clients, and Antonio, did I personally do your credit? Because I know that you are in the home-based business with me. But I don't know if I can't remember, right? Right. Someone on my Facebook said they wouldn't do that to Lexington Law. So why would you treat a black businesswoman or black businesses period different? You wouldn't call Lexington Law Saturday night at 10 o'clock or midnight or Sunday afternoon, would you? When I specifically put on my website Monday through Saturdays and the hours, I do have Sundays to spend with my family, my day off, right? And with God. Yeah, time is money, and I do want my Sundays for that. Believe it or not, I really do. I need those time with those 3 priorities: myself, my family, recreation, and time. And yeah, they want the hookup, or they want free advice, or they just want to waste my time. Like someone for the home-based business, you are gonna make me go into another rant. But someone in the home-based business also stated to me that, hey, I watched the videos. They could not have watched the videos because they were asking me questions that the videos answered, like how much does it cost to invest? What would be my monthly fee? The videos answered all of that, right? But yet and still, they told me they watched the videos. They were asking me these questions after telling me they watched the videos. And then they said, well, what if someone in the business quit? I was like, are you serious? What if people quit? Number one, move on and get some more. Number two, we are in a recession. If I have to pick up the phone and call you to convince you to start another stream of income that's building around credit, and which I'm informing you that in July, 40 million Americans' credit scores will drop, and the stimulus $600 will end, and millions of Americans are laid off from their jobs. And I have to call you and convince you that you need to start a home-based business for another stream of income. And they never looked at the benefits of the home-based business on the front end. If they didn't get one person to join the business, number one, they were going to dispute their credit on their behalf to help them get a higher credit score. I'm sorry, it's a little mad. That's number one, gave you the personal opportunity to improve your credit situation. Number two, if you still are fortunate enough to have a job and you're not getting unemployment, or to market to the people that are fortunate enough to have a job, those people need more money out of their paychecks, people. And that's what this home-based business does. Not only does it give it to you on the front end, but you also get it back on the back end as well in form of taxes. Because yeah, some people are lethargic, they're lazy. You won't believe it. I didn't mean to go here. I guess I'm gonna extend my rant. But then it gives you an opportunity because you're buying a grocery for your kids and prices are increasing on a daily basis from groceries to gas. So you're fighting two taxes. You're fighting inflation, which means increasing prices, right? Which we're going to enter stagflation, which means high unemployment and high prices at the same time, clashing and colliding together. So when you can get $200 to $600 more out of your paycheck, then why not? Why not do that? If you can get an additional, or if you know people who are fortunate enough to have a job but are still living, as Dr. Lynn Richardson says, not paycheck to paycheck, but paycheck to Monday, who is the queen of home-based business, and understanding the thousands of dollars you get back in tax deduction at the end of the year. Because you do know all these stimulus checks is increasing our taxes, right, for next year. Okay. But Dr. Lynn Richardson, the queen of home-based businesses and deductions, also informs you, right, that you pay your kids and you teach them entrepreneurship versus just teaching them that the only way to make money is through a job. So you're dealing with taxes increasing, inflation, and your bad debt. And you mean to tell me in this recession, you are worried about people who quit your home-based business with you, but you're not looking at the opportunities to help someone to get $200 to $600 a month. As she says, people that's living not paycheck to paycheck, meaning that you're paid on Friday and you're broke until you paid again, or you paid at the first of the month, meaning no, you're paid on the first of the month and you're broke by the third. Or you're paid on a Friday and you're broke Monday. So I don't know what's going on with my YouTube, but I'll take it. It says 1,055 people are watching me live. I haven't did a live stream in some days. I took a vacation. But Facebook said home-based businesses should be treated on the same line of respect as a storefront. Black businesses master too. Right. You won't believe the private Zoom meetings that we have to help people. This is stuff you don't get when you start your own business, right? This is the mentorship you don't get. People tell you how to form an LLC or C Corp or S Corp, but they don't help you get your customers, now do they? But only people ask you that in the home-based business. Well, how are you going to help me get my customers? Well, what if you were starting your own business? What if you were starting your own lawn care business? What if you were starting your own nail tech business or or hair tech business, who would you depend on then to help you get your customers or consumers? Why should home-based business be looked at any differently? But yet, the training is provided in lieu of, in spite of, and you have people that actually be on the Zoom calls who are asleep and snoring, who are inappropriately dressed, who don't even tune into the Zoom call. Because one thing about a home-based business, it does help me leverage my time, meaning that I have a mentor that if I say I don't have time to make these phone calls, he will take out the time. And let me tell you, he's a millionaire. And everyone that if I connected a three-way call with him have quit the business within 30 days. So my results of people having a phone call have been very, very unproductive, right? So Antonio says, yeah, we started working on it. Wasn't following it like he should. It was my fault. That stopped. It was mine, so I can't get mad at you. Okay. And that's why I want to tell people that and credit repair people, you have to do your part. I'm not receiving your results in the mail or via email. You know, I'm not receiving those. They're not mailing me your credit results to my mailbox, to my home address. They're mailing that to you. And this is my last rant. One lady, March the 20th, received a consultation analysis from me. She had one charge off, right? Crazily, I don't know why I quoted this price, but I'm telling you, everyone that I charge less, I get the most problems out of. She had one charge off, and I said, okay, I'll just, help you challenge that for $150. Real lowball price. This was in March. Kid you not, March the 24th, because I just sent the email communication. June 10th, June from March, this person sends me the notarized document I need to get started. Today's date is the 15th. Because no correspondent from me by the 15th requested for a $150 refund. I promise you, I cannot make this stuff up. I think I need to write a book called Credit Chronicles. $150, I already was getting a lowball price, right? Took 3 months to respond with the documentation that I needed to help challenge it. And then after finally decided to send the documents after 5 days, say, hey, you haven't started working. But it took them 3 months to respond, right? But after 5 days from March to June, said, I want a $150 refund. And I'm just going to tell you, I didn't refund them. Why? Because you didn't send me the correct notification. Then my prices have changed by now. There's no way I'm charging someone $150 to remove a charge out. That was I can't believe I did it for March. I don't know what was going on, but that, so you deal with those things. And that's why there are less and less people helping people resolve their credit. Less and less people. You have to teach them how to scan documents. We have smartphones. They call them smart for a reason, and not send you a picture of document. It's just so much. You have to tell them that you can't just sit back and twiddle your fingers and get some type of communication from the credit agencies and think miraculously we're supposed to know what that is without you. And that's even in the home-based credit repair bit. People complain, they're not seeing changes in my credit score. Well, you got an update, whether it was through your credit monitoring or in the mail, and you didn't even upload it so the home-based business can continue to dispute on your behalf. One of the godfathers, the king of credit, I think, is Corey P. Smith, who is no longer in the credit game. I have his book right here on my desk. Corey P. Smith, Conspiracy of Credit, right? Conspiracy of Credit. Great book. People ask me, what books do I read? Great books. Same thing. He got out of it. I don't help people with that anymore. because people want to sit back and twiddle their thumb. They want to make the credit mistakes, but they don't want to be a part of the process to help them get reversed, right? So let's get into 609. Someone asked me on my YouTube, have you dealt with Chrysler Finance? No, I have not. I have not. And another thing, if you're watching this on the replay on my YouTube, don't tell me it took me 20 minutes to get into my topic. These are my videos. I do them the way I want to. If you don't like how they're done, make your own. How about that? We are live and I go with the flow when I'm live streaming. And a lot of times impromptu questions come up and I want to elaborate or expound on those questions, right? As Bobby Brown would say, it's my prerogative, my channel. So I was listening to a live stream and someone on my YouTube let me know you get free information, right? If you're really serious about your credit and cash flow, you won't care how long it took me to get to the topic. It's free. But I was on a live stream and someone said, I would not advise to use 609 letters by a certain name. Tried this service and it does not work. You have been warned. Those letters are saved by the credit bureaus and result in automatic denials. And so I have like one comment on one of my YouTube uploads that stated that, and YouTube is consistent with 1,214 views live. YouTube does this for some type of reason. I don't know if it's, I don't know, but I take it. 1,214 people live. So how many thumbs up are for 1,000? I don't know. I can't see the thumbs up. Now, you know, people want me to be aggressive with their credit, but they don't want me to be aggressive and upfront with them. You know, I mean, ooh, the water tastes so good. All right, let me clear my throat. So let me share this screen with you all. Why? And I had one comment on one of my live videos, a live stream that I did, and I said, this is not the time to try to do DIY, to do-it-yourself credit repair. And someone said, I agree with everything you said. They left a comment, but I don't agree about not fixing your credit yourself part. Almost 100 people gave a thumbs up, right? And you know what? Go ahead, try to fix it. But my argument to you, because I don't mean no, you know, God is really blessing me in this area. So I'm not trying to solicit or anything or use this as a fear tactic. But thank you for sharing so much, Melissa. Listen, most of you all can't even read your credit report. And this is not a low blow. I would say about 98% of people I come in contact cannot even read their credit report. Doesn't matter your education level. Look, I work in a public school system. I know people that have specialist degrees, doctorate degrees, cannot read their credit report. Number one, it's not taught in school. They tell me, I don't understand it. I don't really know what this means. And you know what? 98% of people don't. Because if you can't look at your credit report and be able to dispute from an angle of an incomplete account number or other dispute angles, if you can't look at a collection and be able to dispute from an angle of the original creditor, right, then you're not ready to play in this game. So most people can't even read, identify, or understand the reporting on their credit report. They just know I have a bad reporting, but they don't know how to identify the discrepancies in that reporting to help you get it deleted on the grounds that it's not reporting complete information or the information is not verified. That's number one, right? Number two, you don't know the other discrepancies such as having too many addresses deleted, how those addresses connected to negative accounts will cause you to prolong or lengthen the process of getting those accounts deleted, right? So there's a lot of things that goes into knowing how to get success fast or a faster rate on your credit report, right? So with 40 million Americans credit scores dropping that's going to happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, beginning of July, and the $600 unemployment ending in July, you really want to take that chance of it taking you up to 2 years to a year, because that's the average. That's the average of people that says, I fix my credit myself. Then you don't even know what condition their credit was in, right? Some people up to a year or 2 years, and you don't even know what they had to challenge or dispute or to get deleted. You don't know the process, but you would gravitate to that advice that anybody in a crowd shouts out and say, you don't even know if they've done it themselves. You don't even know if they did it for others. And they would just say, you can fix your own credit. But they never fix their own, and they never fix anybody else's. Roderick asks, can anyone still join a business while getting credit? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, you can still join a business while getting your credit fixed from me. I forgot her name. Letitia, she's one of the ones. She's usually Speedy Clippers is her YouTube name. She usually, hop on my live stream. She was one of the ones, went through me, got her credit fixed. Afterwards, got over a 720 credit score in the high 700s. Then she went on to use that as a testimonial, to use that as a leverage to get other people to join the business, even though the home-based business didn't do the work for her credit. So that there is an options, but there are people that get results from the home-based business doing the credit of their own, right? Phil said he lost 24 points last month, but I'm back up. Phil, would you like to elaborate on YouTube? Why did you lose 24 points? So let's get into, and while Phil is answering that, I'm going to get into 609. I'm going to elaborate on Fair Credit Reporting Act 609. Now, if you receive a template letter or you Google something and it says, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act 609, A1A, right, you are required by law, or you are required to give me a physical verification of this account bearing my wet ink signature or blue signature as proof of verification. Have anyone else seen that in the 609 letter? And while you're answering this, whether you're watching this live on the replay, I'm going to read Easy's statement. He says, a Black man from poor background, retired military, first to graduate from college. Congratulations, Easy. No one class offered to learn how to get good credit for jobs, to purchase a house, and grade never. Not one class. You can go through 18 years, 12 years of or K through 12 public schooling, and then additional 6 years in college if you want to do graduate school, or just 16 years if you want to get a 4-year diploma degree, a bachelor's or whatever, or have not. You won't learn a single thing about credit, right? And most people that's trying to teach you about business in business school, especially at those college levels, don't even own businesses either. And that's something. That's why you listen to people telling you they haven't fixed their own credit. It's just like you going to college and paying thousands of dollars for someone to teach you about a business, about how to operate and own a business from a book theory that have not ever owned a business. There is nothing many teachers can tell you in the public schools about credit, nothing other than don't get into debt. You know, you want to keep a good credit score, make your payments on time, you'll have good credit, and you know, when you have bad credit, that may be why you're not owning a home and you have to rent. It is so much more to credit than that. No one ever teaches you how to use credit to acquire assets, to get more cash flow, or to invest. Right. Someone said fixing your own credit is like teaching yourself to read. Exactly. So this is what many people think, or when you purchase a template that the 609 says is signature and with ink, providing that I've verified the accuracy of this account. That is not what Fair Credit Reporting Act 609 states at all. And so Facebook, you can't see this, but so I will read it to you. I'm going to read you exactly, and I'm going to show it to my YouTube, what the Fair Credit Reporting Act 609A1A says. So if you're buying this, or you have bought this and you think it's going to help you to fix or get negative information deleted, it's going to be an automatic denial. Does not work. So we're going to look at exactly what does 609A1A law says. And many people are stating that you can fix your own credit. They know nothing about the Fair Credit Reporting Act laws. Nothing. Can't tell you one thing that the Fair Credit Reporting Act law states. So 609A1A, I'm going to highlight it. So why do you all send this into the credit agencies saying a physical signature, documentation? That's not what this says. It says if the consumer to whom the file relates requests that the first 5 digits of the social security number or similar identification number of the consumer not being included in the disclosure, and the consumer reporting agency has received appropriate proof of identity. That's why you all have to scan your documents in and not send me a picture with bed sheets or your steering wheel in the background. Has to be professionally scanned and submitted. Let me take a woosah out there. With the appropriate proof of identity of the requester, the consumer reporting agency shall so. Someone just gave me a $9 super chat. Truncate such number and such disclosure. This is all about identifying you if you are a victim of identity theft. Identification of each person, including each end user under 609. And this is even for job related, employment related, background check, right? If you're trying to get employed for a job, to make sure that you have the right identifying information to even get your disputes looked at. So why are you all buying these 609A1A letters? And I'm going to tell you, I was with my econ last year, and they had this in their template letters. And I, told them, the head people, I said, look, you all have, and let me pull up a template letter that's showing it, so you won't say that, nah, these letters, yeah, you can Google it, Fair Credit Reporting Act. And they took that disclosure out. And that's one of the reasons I had to get away from it, because I have not seen any do-it-yourself product Let me see, can I pull up this article? That really gives you what you need to be successful and challenging in getting successful disputes from your credit report. This is what the 609 letter comes from. And Clifton Dupree on my YouTube, thank you so much for that super chat. That $9.99 super chat. Thank you for support. Yeah, woosah. 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 Yeah. Yeah, woosah. Thank you. It's really not easy fixing people credit. She knows what she's talking about. It's not easy. And you know why? What really frustrates me about these impromptu phone calls, my phone goes off. Number one, I'm a very light sleeper. You know, I think I really have um, sleep, sleeping issues, right? So even if my phone is on silent, it wakes me up. So 6 o'clock at night, or I can't really hear the text. But what really frustrates me when I'm really working on one of my paid clients, and one of these unidentified non-clients keep calling my phone back to back to back to back to back. And I am focusing. It takes a great amount of focus and attention to detail when you are working on someone. Yeah, sleep apnea. When you're working on someone's credit profile, it takes a great amount of focus and concentration. And these non-clients keep blowing up my phone. And that's why I took the number off of my website, disturbing my peace and my focus for the people. Because there's nothing I can discuss to you over the phone that we can't talk about in my live stream. And there's nothing glamorous about dealing with over 20 people on a daily basis. Credit issues. I'm sorry. It's nothing. It's just like being a pastor. If you're doing it the right way, you don't even want to be one. If you're doing it according to the Bible, you don't even wish to be one. God had to knock Paul off of his high horse because Paul said, Jonah, he didn't even want to go to the people. God told Jonah to go to a certain group of people. Jonah said, I'm not going. God had to throw him there, had to throw him off the boat. He had to be swallowed in the belly of a whale in 3 days. But Jonah said, okay, Lord, I'll do it. When you're really doing something of your purpose and kind, you don't even want to do it. Because ask yourself this question. If your bad credit stresses you out, whether you're giving me monetary benefits or monetary compensation for helping you with it, stress is stress, no matter what the dollar amount is behind it. And so I have these people that impromptu calling me with no value in the conversation at all, but to waste my time. It's taking my time, attention, and focus off paid clients. That on any given day, I may have to explain the process of scanning your personal information or how to even scan and upload me. Some people will scan it and give me a whole 30-page credit report document. And I just be like, look, can you just send me what accounts that we consulted about and their results and not your whole credit report? But they don't really know how to read it. So they just send me all of it. They don't know how to really read what's going on. And I have those clients that do, and they are like heaven to work with. They're on top of everything. They'll send me a follow-up email. Hey, Queen, I paid for a credit analysis maybe last week, and I haven't received it. I'm just following up with you. And sometimes those things goes into my junk or my spam, and it do be my I'll be like, that's my fault. You waited a week. But it goes to my junk and my spam. They'll send me a follow-up courtesy email and say, hey, I paid for this credit analysis last week on this date, and I emailed you my credit report in HTML format, and I haven't received it. I'm just, following up with you. I get on that right then and there. Everything stops, right? And so, I won't say that all of them are like that, but it's really my non-clients that wants us to and I don't like people to waste my time at all, So yeah, and I also know that what I do, not many people are even doing this anymore. Not many people on YouTube are even talking about it anymore. If they are doing it, they're doing it on a month-to-month basis, which means they don't have high incentives. Because you do understand it's really best if you dispute up to 20 accounts at one, up to 20 at a time. Don't go past 20, because at that point it looks as if your disputes will be frivolous or fraudulent, right? But when you're doing month to month, I'll be honest with you, um, that credit repair business are not, if you have up to 20 or up to 10, they're not trying to challenge all 10 in that one letter. Month to month means month to month type challenges. So you want to be the tortoise or the hare, right? The tortoise or the hare, the turtle or the hare. What type, and even with fast credit results, you should expect 3 to 90 days. I mean, from 2 to 3 months or up to 90 days. If you get it in 90 to 100 days, that's excellent results, because the credit agencies have really about 45 days, because those 30 days that they have to respond to you are the 30 business days. You do not count Saturdays and Sundays. You do not count the weekends. So, and they, by law, they have 30 business days, right? So the credit agencies are not in a hurry to get your bad credit deleted either, because they make more money off of bad credit than good credit. Why? Because you're the people that's paying the highest interest rate. You're the one that they're selling the credit reports to these predatory lenders to even market to you. That's why you get the mail offers. That's why you get the emails. Come in and get this car finance at 12, 25%, 18% interest rate offers. That's why you get that. They have you in their mailing list and they send it out to these predatory lenders because you have bad credit, and they want to take advantage of that, and they want to give you high interest rates and give you easy finance. And so that's when you have debt and you're not using credit. Easy said, Satan is on our track. No, it's not Satan. Satan is not on our tracks. I promise you. Now, Easy, you may not believe this. I don't talk to Satan, but I firmly believe he do not go and create business or deals for you on your credit report, nor does he use your credit cards or those loans, or he make you. Now, Satan doesn't do that. Satan is worried about your soul, not credit, honey. If you want to see the person that's responsible for bad credit, let me tell you what it look, and it's not Satan. Don't look down. Don't look down. Look straight ahead, and when you look straight ahead, have a mirror in front of you. Right? That's the person that's responsible for your credit, good, bad, or indifference. Have a mirror in front of you. Look straight ahead. Don't look down. Don't look down. It's not Satan. I promise you. He can care less about your FICO score. He worried about your soul, not your FICO score. So that's why all my Christians, yeah, man in the mirror, Michael Jackson. They want to, when they can't scan or do this, they say Satan is busy. Now, Satan not worried about your FICO score, honey. Now, he do want to keep you in poverty, and if you're going to abuse your FICO score, he's right for that. He's out for poverty. He's out for keeping you living paycheck to paycheck, stressed out. But that's not what God is about. God said, I came to give you life and life more abundantly. If you live an abundant life, you're not struggling. I hope so. Yeah, I do have sleep apnea. And my workout was very good, Sean. Thanks for asking. I did the rowing machine and all that stuff today. Got a full body workout and did the sauna. I did the sauna. So let me share this with you all. Was really in the 609 letter. And again, Facebook, I'm going to read it to you. This is an article from The Balance. Where does the 609 letter comes from? The information in 609 requires credit reporting agencies to disclose to disclose includes all information in the requesting consumer's credit report, the source of the information, who reported it. That's usually always including your credit report, what account, who reported. Each prospective employer that has, this is why I was saying about 609, and you have to provide your identifying information. If you're using your credit for employment, it has to reveal unto you or disclose to you what prospective employer has accessed your credit report within the past 2 years, except for businesses that access the credit report for an investigative report. And businesses that have made soft inquiries, right, within the past year. So what is a soft inquiry? It's a pull on your credit report that maybe you don't even know that there. You don't. When you get your credit report, people will have seen your credit report or companies, and you don't even know that they pull your credit report. You're like, wow, they did a soft pull? Yeah. But it has to reveal per your request, business that made soft inquiries. A lot of this is done by your insurance when they're looking at what's charged you and your premium price, vehicle insurance, even your homeowner's insurance. I have cheaper homeowner insurance because of my higher credit score. And that saves me so much out of my escrow and my monthly mortgage. Yes, it is showing 1,270, we're 46 people watching now. And well, it's in 32 thumbs up. So you all don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And some people, when I log off, will hit the thumbs down as well. And thank you for doing that, because either way, YouTube like either algorithm, right? Doesn't bother me, doesn't hurt my views one way or the other. I still thank you for watching and being disliking the video from a distance, because that still helps my views. So when FICO 10 hits next month, how do we keep our client scores from dropping? Let me go back to Phil, I think. He said his credit score had dropped by how many? 24 points last month. Now it's back up. He said, think it's his utilization ratio of 26%. 26%. I'm not pronouncing my words now, probably because I'm tired. And now at 15% ratio. And he probably, okay, so he probably applied for new credit that will drop your score and your higher your debt balances are. So what can you do next month to keep your client scores from dropping? I heard a live stream where someone said that student loans will not affect your credit score. That's not true under this new model, under FICO 10. That's not true, because when it looks at your balance of your student loan debt, and some people have them in deferment, right, or forbearance, or they're on income-based repayment, IBR, and they're making, which means they're making minimum monthly payments. This new score change is going to look at how aggressively is that person paying towards the balances of all of their debts, not just credit cards. Right now, it looks at how aggressively you pay down and off credit card debts. So the old information for years, you remember Dave Ramsey and other financial experts, gurus say pay our credit card debts. Well, doing so would have increased your credit score. Now, student loan debt, in my opinion, is worse, terribly worse than credit card debt. Because not only if you don't pay those accounts down, or if you keep them in forbearance or deferment, right, will it drop your credit score, because it's going to calculate all of your debt ratio, all of your debt balances more heavily or more evenly now. See, credit card debt was calculated in more heavily, meaning if you carry high credit card balances and you were paying just the minimal, it will greatly lower your credit score. Well, now all accounts Your vehicles, right? Your student loans will look, how aggressively are you paying? Are you just making a minimum payment on your vehicles, right? Or are you overpaying to pay down the debt quicker? What's your balance to monthly payment down ratio, right? How quickly will you pay down this loan? Will this balance be lowered, right? So it's going to calculate all of your debts, and student loan debts also are the ones you can't even claim bankruptcy in. You can't even, claim bankruptcy in student loan. They go with you to the grave. Oh, so that's what they need to be, really focusing on, is student loan debt, because at least credit cards debt, which is unsecured, and I have my T-shirt on. I'm not bossy. I'm just a queen. Let you all see that. At least credit cards debt, right? Not bossy. I'm the queen, but at least credit card debt or unsecured debts, and you know, you can file them in bankruptcy, or you can negotiate sometimes to pay less than what the balance of what you owe on with the right creditor, or they can be charged off, and the creditor will write it off as a loss for the business, and they just send you a 1099 in the mail for you to claim as taxes. And even with that, if you have a great tax preparer, they could possibly not allow you to even pay taxes on that debt. I don't know what happened. Some popped up on my screen. So, hello from Dallas, Texas. Yeah, they stay on your credit report. And the number one questions I get about student loan is, can you get them deleted off my credit report? Everybody want that debt that they so graciously got. I've seen student loan debt, the cost of a house. I couldn't believe it. Don't think student loan debt. Now these are people that's supposed to be using this for educational purposes, right? People that's supposed to be have a collegiate experience or background, have student loan debt as bigger than mortgages. I tell you, I have seen six-figure student loan debt. I was thankful, Lord, it wasn't me. So yeah, they are the worst debt. At least your vehicle can go into a repossession if it's not done right, or credit cards have so many different ways, but student loans can't even file in bankruptcy. They'll go with you to the grave. You'll get your check garnished. You don't play with student loan. All right, so thank you so much for the comment on my T-shirt. Yes, you can add rent payment, fill. Let me see, that's in my MWR. This is in my home-based business credit education that MWR offers. So let me pull that up for you. And if you are paying on time on your rent, that will greatly help and increase your credit score. So let me log in and get to that website. Let me see my services. Let me share the screen with you all, and I should be answering this question and logging off. Fulfill how to add. All right, so these are the first four services. If you're on YouTube, you can see the background. Facebook, again, you can listen. And member access. Under the credit max, it has a credit education 101. It teaches you, give you an education about credit scores, how's your score derived from, the 5 key factors. Notice that your payment history is the 35% of your credit score. 35%, people. So those late payments really, really hurt. And when you don't pay on time. Oh, here it is. Credit Rebuilding Center. Start rebuilding your credit now. And then here it is, Rent Center. Use your rent to build credit. Pay your rent online with Rent Track, and we'll report it to all three credit. These are the benefits that you get with this home-based business. So when someone comes to me, and they could have been asking me, um, in a very humble way, but what if others quit? What about thinking about selling yourself on the business and all the benefits first before you're trying to sell it with someone else, and not enter in the business already in a negative mindset of failure, but I'm going to get success, or I will receive success. So once you're a member of this home-based business, this is one of the things you can take advantage of through Rent Track, an online rent payment platform that help residents get the credit they deserve for paying rent. So you can, yeah. So that's the service for that, Rick. I hope I answered your questions. And Juvie Lover, I think I said that right. Juvie Lover. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat and supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Carissa's coming on. Says, hello, Queen. Sean says, most folks are trying to improve their credit so they can buy more stuff. Whereas we should be focused on producing generational wealth. I have been given a flux or overload of people here that just randomly calling my phone. The phone calls decreased today because I end up taking the number off of my website. So this is how you get my access number. When you invest $75 for your credit analysis and credit audit, when you get that, it will be in PDF format. It's a breakdown of what's really hurting your credit score, how the accounts are reporting, and ongoing service quote to challenge. Notice I'm saying challenging and not disputing, because challenging means that we customize challenging affidavits on your behalf on the basis or reporting status that your account is not reporting accurate information. So the only way I can know that is to eyeball, to analyze, to look at your credit report and to see how every account that's negative is reporting. So when someone just impromptu asks me, can my student loan be deleted? I don't know. How's your student loan reporting? If it's reporting accurate across the board, I'm sorry, it can't be deleted. And I never think this is a silly question, because people just don't know. And then my second most question behind the student loan is, if it gets deleted off of my credit report, do I still have to pay back the student loan? And the answer is always yes. I inform people to look at your credit report like an adult report card, meaning that it's only reporting how you pay your accounts, right? Which means it will determine if you are credit worthiness, if you are job worthiness, if you are worthy to get low insurance premiums on your house, whatever you're renting, on your vehicles. But it does not take away the responsibility of you paying that account or that company. If the company provided your information to the credit agencies, and the credit agencies reported the account information inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable, it can be removed from your credit report. However, if you do not continue to pay that account in good standing, it could be reinserted or replaced on that credit report once you continue to make none or negative payments, because now your none or negative payments is being updated because you're not paying the account as agreed to the creditor. So I never think that was a stupid question. I thought when I was younger, oh my God, if I can just delete this Fed loan off my credit account, I don't have to owe that debt and I won't owe student loan. No, you're not paying Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. You're paying U.S. Department of Education or Navient, right? So just because it's not reporting on Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian doesn't mean you still don't owe the creditor. It just means they reported it, we found an error, and it had to be deleted, right? But if you present them with a new situation, which means a new negative um, reporting, then a new negative reporting could be added on there. YouTube is still showing me over 1,000. Danita McAdams, see, this is the time to get questions from me, not to bombard my phone and just calling it. See, Listen Law is not doing this for you. So I can understand you calling Listen Law 1-800 number because they don't have a rep that's doing live streams to help answer your questions live. But I do this and I allocate my time to do it. That's why you're not going to invade my phone and just give me to spend 15, 20 minutes on the phone talking to you, right? So Danita says, I have a question. Do you suggest call the collection company for validation if mailing does not work? No, because everything you do, Danita, must have a paper trail. It must be documented. And even when you are asking for validation, you need to send that. Oh, I have it right here. You need to send these two things as your documentation. You need to send it certified mail, right? And a return receipt, both of these. Because the return receipt is proof that whoever you send it to, someone signed and received that mailing. Your certified mail is the tracking number to help you track when it was received. So you have to do these two. And just know proper validation with a debt collection company let me show you what's not a debt validation letter that's commonly found on Google. That's not, and if you do proper validation, you will not be responsible for the debt. Did you all know that? Now, this is the debt that when you do it the right way, you won't be responsible. All right, here we go. Sample debt validation letter. I just went to Google and found one. And let's see if this will not make you obligated to pay the debt collector, because you do understand that debt collectors are not the company or the business that perform any services or provided any services for you. So they are called third party business or organizations, right? Or companies, which means that they have to validate and verify all information on you. And when they buy your debt, they only have not your entire social security number. They only have your last 4 digits. That's why they ask you to validate your social security number. They're not sure if that's the proper address. They're not even sure if they contact you, they have been given the right phone number. That's why they ask you to, over the phone, to validate that information for you, because they don't have 100% accuracy that that's true. When they buy your debt, they just going by the profile that the company that had the firsthand information is giving you. So that's why when someone calls your phone and they say, hello, am I speaking with, and they call your name, you don't say, yes, speaking, this is such and such. You say, my ass, who's calling? And then they will give you their first name. In most cases, they're declared, hi, this is Krista with ABC, whatever company. You say, I'm not familiar with that company. I'm not familiar with anyone named Krista. Well, ma'am, we're calling you, or sir, we're calling you about a debt, and we're trying, I do not give any of my identified information over the phone. If you want to contact me, you will have to do it in writing. So this article from the balance says you have the right to request validation. Federal law gives you the right, federal law, to request a debt collector to provide proof that you owe a debt. How many times have you all heard people say, if I just pay $5 to this debt collector, it might be a Mississippi thing, right? If I pay $5 to this debt collector, they won't garnish my check. Well, sometimes you don't have to pay them anything because they don't have proper validation. The debt validation request is time sensitive. See, this is how many people lose or relinquish their rights. You must make your request in writing within 30 days. How many of you I just put that white envelope to the side? 30 days of the debt collector's contact with you. If you wait more than 30 days, your validation request may not be covered under the debt validation law. Your rights are then not protected if you make if you make your debt validation request over the phone, right? So don't do it over the phone. Don't worry if you don't know what to say in a letter. There's one below. So let me look how this letter is worded and see will it help you. This letter is sent in response to a letter, a phone call. I wouldn't respond to a phone call, just a letter received by you on this date. I request that you provide verification of this debt. Send the following information. I would not ask this. This is, first of all, it says verification. You're asking for validation. Believe me, when you get into credit and credit repair, you have to know the language and the law. Verification is for credit agencies. Validation is for debt collection. So this is a Google letter. I would not give you results, but I'm gonna read it to you anyway. The name and address, the original creditor, account number, and amount owed. They already have that, right? Verification. So why would you ask that? They have all of that. They bought it from the company, so they know the address of the original creditor. Verification that there is a valid basis for claiming I'm required to pay the current amount owed. Details about the age and the amount of debt, including a copy of the last billing statement from the original. Did you all know that when medical bills, and I was, what's the quarterback for the Cowboys? Ezekiel Elliott, he's saying a violation of his HIPAA law. With medical bills, even the billing statement from the original creditor is a violation of your HIPAA laws. So even if they produce that itemized statement, it's against federal laws, but you have to know the laws. Well, see, when I send letters out, I got law and language, not just the overview, a detailed explanation on interest or payments made since billing statement and the legal authorization for this interest, the date original creditor claim, the date became delinquent, details about your authority. Now, the statute of limitation, that changed for every state. Details about your authority to collect this debt, whether you are licensed in my state. If so, provide the license name. This is all blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It's not going to be effective in helping you not to pay a debt collector. But hey, that's what Google says to do. So I used to do this for people, and I do when it comes to 10,000, 11,000 people with medical bills, say them thousands. I don't do a lot of debt validation dispute right now just because I'm just overwhelmed. I have so much. But and then a lot of times people in the credit restoration process, when they get letters from debt collectors, they think that comes in credit restoration. No, it don't. Debt collectors operate under the Fair Credit Debt Collectors Practices Act. The credit agencies operate under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It's two different things, right? You can, just like student loans, you can get them to delete off your credit report. But if you don't know how to make debt collectors validate a debt, after 30 days, they can take you to court, they can garnish you. But if you know how to make them validate and you know how to send them a letter, especially on our medical bills, you can save yourself thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't have it in front of me. I have a stack of medical bills. I had endometriosis. I had light seizures in my teenage years, and just a lot of medical. When I was like 18 or 19, I stayed with that long. And when I got older, endometriosis, have to have surgeries for that, and just other medical procedures. And I got out $1,000 and $1,000 out of medical debts as a result. Deidre Allen, thank you so much for the $15 super chat. Okay, you'll be contacting me this month for a certified consultation analysis. Thank you so much supporting. Yes, you have to read. And so, Melissa, Phil said, do you have to pay a nonprofit clinic if they are sending you to collections? You're going to have to pay anybody if you don't know how to make them validate within 30 days, because the federal law only protects you for 30 days. So if you are non-responsive to a letter in the mail you receive from a debt collector, they then have the rights. And that's where most debt collectors get their money from. Because they take you to court, and then a lot of people are no-show because they're afraid of court or they don't know what to say in court. And when they take you to court, you're a no-show, the judge automatically rules that they had a right to collect that debt from you. And then that's when you have the old saying, if I just pay $5 a month, that debt collector can't come after me. You be paying it for 10, 20 years. What bondage, but yeah. Ben said, thank you, Queen, for financial education. One question, I have one single late payment on my credit report since 2016. It's a store express card to be exact. How long will it stay there? It will stay up to 7 years, Ben. It will remain up to 7 years, but at this point, Ben, it is no longer affecting or impacting your credit score. From 2016, only late payments within a 2-year window are hurting your credit score. And see, Ben, if you tried to do it yourself and you didn't know that, you wouldn't believe how many people, they just get a do-it-yourself dispute letter and they just throw the whole thing in the bucket. I'm disputing everything. They don't even know what to dispute. That's what my credit analysis covers. You don't even know what's factoring in, what's hurting, what's damaging, what you need to leave alone, and what you need to awaken and challenge to improve your credit score. People don't know what they don't know. They just, everything negative, they just, let's do it. I'm trying to dispute it myself. And then what happens is you awaken a dormant account, because now you're updating your date of last activity on that account, because they're going to look into it, they're going to reactivate it, and now it could factor in and hurt your credit score. That's why you don't just dispute everything, right? You strategically do it. You strategize, just like coaching basketball, in my mindset. What's the possibility of negotiating with a third-party debt collector attorney once they file a lawsuit? I think attorneys at that point, once they file a lawsuit against you, they know they possibly would take to court and win. But there are some things that you can say in court. Now, if you have not sent a letter asking them to validate, there are some things you can say in court or request in court if because to me, whether you show up for court or not, it's worth showing up. You can ask them to prove it's yours in court if you know the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act law, FDCPA. You can ask them to show what verification they have, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes even in court, right, it won't stand. I don't have a book in front of me, but there are some things, if knowledgeable, you can say in court that can help with that, because sometimes they send you a document in court. And I have an old video about that. I try to find it. I made so many videos, but I was go to my channel and search for what to do if a debt collector sends you to court. I made a whole video on that. I was by the poolside and on the coast. I remember the day. And that time it was more on my mind. So go to my channel, search that, and that video should be very helpful. What to do if a debt collector or takes you to court. Ms. Jefferson, Mr. Jefferson. Good evening, Queen, Credit Queen. I have no space to add my driver's license, social security card. What do you mean, honey? K-Love, no space. on my utility bill, what would you advise? If you're trying to scan it to me and you're saying you don't have space, then it may take 2 pages. Put your driver's license, social security on one page and your utility bill on a separate one. So I think that's what you're asking me, Caleb. Your driver's license, social security on one, and get that page notarized, and then your utility bill on a separate one. Your notary can notarize both too if it takes 2 different sheets of paper. Just what I told you to have them to include in the email, they can do it on both pages, on separate pages. So you're welcome. Yeah, what to do if a debt collector takes you to court? You're welcome. All right, you all. Let me try to get some sleep because I have to wake up tomorrow. And as my grandparents would say, if the Lord's will or if the God permits me to wake up, I have to do this all over again. Same thing, different day, new clients, and better credit to help people obtain. So this is to your peace and prosperity, your credit and your cash flow, as well as your health and your wealth. Queen of Credit out. You all have a blessed night.